Starting tomorrow, I'm no longer just a shipping clerk. I'm chairman of the board.
And it's all because of
freekeene.com.
It's National Guard weekend.
Okay, so we're in Keene, New Hampshire, and there were some federal vehicles going through. And I didn't want to flip them off, but that was the only other symbol I had available.
There's a media guy from The Verge coming here from New York City tomorrow.
My theory is this is what got the FBI to raid this place and this man.
Yeah, they tore that flag down, by the way, during the raid.
There was a plaque?
No,
they tore that flag.
Tore the flag
the peace flag got torn down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
They
anyway,
claimed it was because it blocked their way.
since prudence and audacity maybe alternated but rarely mixed, I'm standing here with Ian Freeman, and I guess we are in audacity mode, because normally a person facing federal charges will not talk to you.
Check out my accessories.
But today, Dave Ridley of RidleyReport.com and Ian Freeman are standing here talking, something I didn't think would be happening a month ago.
Yeah. So what do you want to know?
I'm not, I think what happens when you have raids like these is people, including me, start becoming cautious, maybe more than we should. And I don't, I find that if I were a real reporter, not so close to this situation, like a normal reporter, and then I would just ask anything I felt like. But I find that I'm in a minefield when I'm trying to think about a question. What above all do no harm? What's going to happen if I ask this question and he says such and such, and that gets him in trouble?
Yeah, that's tough. By the way, I want to say thank you to Bitcoin Gandhi. I appreciate that activism. It was amazing, at least hearing about it on the outside or on the inside of jail, and seeing the occasional photograph was very cool.
Oh, Bitcoin Gandhi, Bitcoin Gandhi. Well, thanks you for thanking him.
Was it? Do you know who sent me the Gandhi books in jail? I got the autobiography and I got his Satyagraha book.
I sent some Gandhi stuff to, I think, both you and Rich, but I'm a little vague on how that. I forget exactly.
I'm in the middle of the Satyagraha right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm enjoying reading that. Soul Force or Love Force is another way to say that.
Yeah.
Basically advocacy of civil disobedience and non-cooperation, which of course we've been doing for 15 plus years here in Keene, off and on.
Here's a safe question. What do you think is the thing that shocked me, and I was glad to see so many other people bringing it up, was not the poor behavior of the mainstream press in this, but the lack of interest on the part of the Bitcoin media, which we reached out to repeatedly, and has shown very little interest in these arrests and no interest in the march.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that many people in the Bitcoin media. I know some of the folks over at news.bitcoin.com, and I know Roger Ver did post something on his Twitter. I don't know if news.bitcoin.com covered the story. I imagine you would have heard if they had.
Well, I sure emailed them a lot. And it just seemed to me like they're probably handling it less badly than the other Bitcoin media, but it just seemed like those people are turning into happy papers or something like that, and they only want to talk about price going up or something, and they don't, or mechanics of the thing or some new coin. They don't want to talk about the importance of how the media is supposed to be a shield. I mean, we're supposed, media is there for the purpose of raising concerns when government misbehaves, and they're not doing it.
Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, I could speculate wildly about that. It'd be interesting to talk to some of their people and see if they've even heard of the story, and if they have heard of it, why they chose not to cover it. Certainly, there's sort of two arms of the Bitcoin universe. At least, there's a lot of divisions within the world of crypto, right? Like, it's very culty in a lot of ways, and for a lot of people, which I don't care for. But there's certainly like the group of people that supports government regulation and obedience to the state, And then there's the group of people that are sort of the original, like Satoshi people, the original anarchist, libertarian types who were the earliest adopters of cryptocurrency, who are definitely not in favor of things like regulation. So maybe a lot of these crypto media are kind of trying to cozy up with the government. I don't know. That's wild speculation. I would say if it's not that, then they just haven't heard of the story. You know, there hasn't been a real motivator for
They
them.
don't look at their email, apparently.
I don't know. I mean, we've been covered by Cointelegraph and one of the Forbes contributors before for just doing, normal Bitcoin outreach stuff that we've been doing for years here in Keene. Forbes called Keene Crypto Mecca. So it's not unheard of for us to get coverage by multiple crypto news agencies. So,
Right.
I don't know. I got a reporter from The Verge coming here tomorrow.
I guess he's coming over to my place tomorrow.
Yeah.
After he's here, so
That's not particularly a crypto publication, but they do follow cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So there's
Right.
been some interest. We had a reporter from the New Yorker here last week as well. So
okay.
there's been a little bit of interest from larger publications than the crypto media. But yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much on that.
What do you think? I got an email from a relative the other day who's been helpful in the march and so forth, and just excited by the civil disobedience, but doesn't really understand anything that's going on here in terms of your arrest and stuff like that. Doesn't know where to turn. What are the main things you want average people to know about the arrest of the Crypto Six?
Well, I mean, it shouldn't have happened. Because we're peaceful people, we're not violent people. No one was harmed through the actions of the Crypto Six, and the way they treated us was as though we were dangerous, violent people. I mean, this window was completely smashed. This is a brand new window here, even though the sides are not new per se, but the glass itself is brand new. Window on the side of the house, another window on that side of the house, the door on that side of the house, battering rammed in with a Bearcat battering ram. People don't know what the Bearcat is. It's a armored personnel carrier. They mounted a battering ram on the front of it and then just ran it right off the road up into the door.
Well, yeah. Is it a coincidence that the person who sort of led the fight against Bearcats got hit by a Bearcat?
I wouldn't say
not hit, but
I wouldn't say I led the fight, and they didn't use the Bearcat on this side because they couldn't pull in through the driveway, so they had to wait for us to. They waited for us to open the door on this side after smashing in the windows. They flew a drone in. They had, I don't know, 24 armed men and women here on the property. Really, it's just an outrageous level of force being used. And I don't think most people would agree with, I hope at least most people wouldn't agree with that level of force being used for a nonviolent act. Whatever they think of selling Bitcoin or spreading Bitcoin or whatever.
All right, Ian, I'm drowning in video now and interviews and things like that, so I'm going to cut this shorter than I would have otherwise. I don't know if I'll ever get it on the air. There's so much else. But thank you for talking with me, and thank you for your activism as usual.
Thank you, Dave.
What are you arresting this man for?
You've seen the dramatic liberty arrests in Keene, New Hampshire. Now see 111 reasons why you should move there and reinforce these gutsy activists. Keene's advantages are compelling, and the list of reasons to move has just been updated. For details, visit freekeene.com.